What's going on, everybody? This your main man, KC for L, King Self for Life, Wrestling Takes. Normally, I give you everything, like I always say, in the car Monday morning. Boy, this weekend we got a lot of bull jive. A lot. I might have to trademark the names Money in the Joke and Heat Joke immediately. I'm going to have to trademark them because Degeneration X together put on crap this weekend. Now, people going to say, well, man, the wrestling was the HeatWave, the wrestling on HeatWave, or is my bad, Heat Joke was a little bit better, but still, some of the booking decisions from both H and Shawn Michaels, I don't know. But listen, we are going to go over everything. I'm going on a serious rant when I get there because I'm destroying both of them. But I want to go over Collision first because I saw Collision Saturday night, Sunday morning when I got home. And I wanted to see what MJF was going to say in the main event, which was these two going at it. Collision, it was a solid show. Now, was there some crap on there? I mean, come on, it's a Tony Khan production. You know TK bull jive when he won the bull jive. But things just transpired. Let's get ready to head in all in. Things happened. That had to happen. Cats cut promos left and right. Samoa Joe cut a fantastic promo on Chris Jericho. Great. But the main talking point was what MJF had said. MJF broke down everything about how the fans turned his back on him. He said the moment after he lost his championship and he was at home healing up, he said those fools were talking about some thank you, Joe. And so he put on a video about him having the ADHD or whatever and all this stuff, belly aching like you always do, But he pretty much said he's purposely happy what he did to Daniel Garcia. And he said that nobody in the back is on his level. Not even some clown named Will Ospreay. None of them. Swerve can't do nothing with him. He went down the list. And he said the real MJF is back. He said, I opened up and I trusted you clown fans. I trusted that fool with Adam Cole. Them days are done. They are over. And he said that Danny Garcia was a make-a-wish kid. I said, you know what, man? Hey, listen, talk your stuff. Say what you got to say. So, we got the first matchup, OC, Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe versus the Savage Jacks. You already know random matches, and you know the Savage Jacks ain't winning. They cut a promo about coming up short and losing in the ladder match and all this stuff, but they just say, hey, we just got to get our win backs or whatever, so it is what it is on that. Jack Perry cut a promo about him winning the TNT Championship, and he's willing to have an open challenge, and I said, oh, here we go again. I said, open challenges? I say, listen, when you are a heel champion, you don't need to be having no doggone open challenges because now you're going to be feeling like every other champion. If I was Jack Perry, I'm like, no, I'm going to make these other clowns wrestle each other, and if they want to get a shot against me, it's going to be up to me to make that decree. I am not finna just be having random open challenges. However, the open challenge he had, it was a surprise because wasn't nobody thinking about this certain clown coming back. I would have been okay with this matchup if Trish Adora would have been getting wins on Dynamite or Rampage or whatever. But this was just basically Tony beat the snot out of Trish Adora. It was a decent matchup. But again, like I say, this is the problem that AEW has when they fall into the you already know who's going to win the matchup. Like, you already know. Now, the E does it all, but at least sometimes they do it. You don't know who's going to win. Tony Khan and them, they always had the matches with these clowns that you don't ever see. Like Trish Adora, yeah, she be on Ring of Honor, but I'm like, we don't see her on the main show. We don't see her on Dynamite. We don't see her on Collision. So I'm like, you already know she was basically finna get jumped. That's exactly what happened. She got beat down, lost the matchup, and Tony and Mariah were quote-unquote celebrating. But the whole point is we know where this is going. Mariah is basically going to beat the snot out of Tony going into All In. You know what's coming. So then Willow cut a promo about her potentially winning the Owen Hart Cup for a second time. Said she loved the story that Mariah May is doing, but she said, I'm going to get my win or whatever. We know that's not the case because we know Chris Statlander is going to screw her over. Jay Perry comes out. And who comes out? Older looking Mark Stunt. Hair short. Come in there. Jack Perry was like, oh, I ain't gonna lie, this is actually a decent matchup. I'm not gonna front. This was a very good matchup. Marco Stunt actually looked like he I don't know, he just looked like he grew a little bit. That's what he looked like. But Jack Perry, he demolished his boy. He tore him up. He beat the snot out of his old guy. And that was that. House of Black cut a promo on Christian and the Patriarch. Let me tell y'all something. Christian Cage got beef with so many different cats. It's just funny how the heels are beefing. That's why I'm like, did the House of Black turn babyface out of nowhere? Same thing with the Bullet Club Gold. Did they turn babyface out of nowhere? Because that's what it feels like right now. Claudio went against my bull dude. Don't know why, but it's it is what it is. Matt Menard cut one of the heartfelt promos on MJF. Said that you're not getting the dancing DG when he gets back. You getting, what did he call him? Red Death. Now, I don't know who Red Death is. I'm not familiar with Red Death. Well, I know who Daniel Garcia is, but I don't know who no Red Death is. So MJF is in trouble when Daniel Garcia gets back. But the promo that Matt Menard cut, Daddy Magic, that was a very good promo. I mean, it was, you felt the emotion. You felt everything he was saying. He was feeling for his guy. Oh, it was perfect. Fantastic. Serenity D cut a promo about her getting ready to get back in the ring with Rio, but we got some unfortunate news. She wants to have a matchup with Rio to, I guess, do it again, because they wrestled multiple times. That matchup is going to be postponed because of what happened. Rio and Lady Frost, they wrestled. I thought it was a very good matchup, but unfortunately Rio messed up her wrist. Y'all, cats got to be careful, man, because it is one little mishap. I'm like, man, Rio, and we don't ever see Rio. Now we not gonna see her for a minute. It's like we don't never see her, and then when she come in, she get hurt. I'm like, but yeah, she messed her wrist up, so I don't know how long she gonna be out. So then we got Top Flight, Shane Taylor Promotions talking back and forth as if they own something. Collision could be used to build up the trios division. This matchup could be, quote unquote, for a potential shot at the trios champions. I don't know why TK just ain't go ahead and put that out there. You got multiple trios. This is the, again, as we were praising AEW for what they did, here are two things they need to work on. Work on your tag team division and work on your trios. This is why the trios division should be strictly for freaking Collision. Work on building the trios division. You got trios right here. It's not that difficult. I don't know why Tony Khan be struggling. I'm like, it is nothing to struggle about. Kill Ring of Honor. Bring them clowns that you got clowning over there in Ring of Honor. Bring them to the main roster. Break everybody up. Put your trios division on freaking Collision and build up. That's it. Man, I would probably care about this matchup if it meant something. No, these clowns just going to be beating the brakes off each other. I just told you about Samoa Joe's promo on Chris Jericho. I thought it was a very good promo. Then we get to the main event. Hangman found a way to get busted open. Now, obviously, him and Jay White, every time they wrestled each other, Jay White has always come out on top. This is for a shot to go against Bryan Danielson in the finals. Hangman did what he said he was going to do, because he's going to make sure that Swerve does not walk out of All In with that championship. So he must defeat Jay White so he can get his hands on Bryan Danielson. These two were beating the brakes off each other. Like I said, Hangman, I don't know how he did. He found himself to get busted open. I don't know. Just found a way to get busted open. But like that was that. Oh, and they showed a debut of somebody that's getting ready to come. It was like a little video package. I don't know who that cat is, but it's somebody. Somebody getting ready to make their debut. So we shall see. But that was Collision. Like I said, decent show. It was not better than Dynamite. So let's pump the brakes. Since I seen fools online talking about, man, Collision was fantastic. Dynamite, I'm like, listen, Collision was okay, but I can tell you this. From what I saw, Collision was 100% better than Money in the Joke. And we're going to get there. I'm going to talk about Heat Joke right now. So that was my thoughts on Collision. Let's talk about Heat Joke. So, I come into the show. Now, here's one thing. Here's one positive I could take away from WWE's NXT's HeatWave, aka Heat Joke. The crowd at Heat Joke was 100% better than Money in the Joke. I don't know what them clowns out there and at Money in the Joke, they was asleep. They made noise for probably Fruity Pebbles, and then they made noise for Seth Rollins. Outside of that, they were quiet. The clowns over here at Heatwave, though, them fans, they was going 8. So I got to give the crowd for Heatwave big ups. I give them big ups. First matchup, we had, where is that? So I missed this matchup. So this is on the pre-show. Cameron Perviark and Ariana Grace defeated JC James. And I didn't see that match, so this is on the pre-show. North American Championship match. Over Finney, Wesley. If Wesley loses, he can no longer challenge for the North American Championship. This was all about, can Wesley get back what he rightfully had before he messed his back up. Him and Over Finney tore each other up. They beat the snot out of each other. It was a fantastic matchup. Mr. I buck my eyes all day was bucking the eyes, and Wesley kept countering everything. And yes, throughout the entire pay-per-view, you know who was bucket dancing and cooning over there? Mr. Cooner T. Booker T was buck dancing the entire. Yes, I said I don't know how y'all watch NXT. I don't know. That fool was just buck dancing the entire time. I was like, man, I don't know. I genuinely don't know how y'all sit up here and watch this show with him acting a complete fool. But Wesley tried. He tried everything. But Obi Finney, he retained his championship. And I thought this was a very good matchup. Followed by the next matchup, which was by far the best women's match on the show. Kalani Jordan, Ruka. I keep saying SoCal. Ruka. This was a very good matchup. The girls were out there doing work. Miss Jordan has improved over the years. I got to give her props. She has improved over the years. And SoCal, Ruka. I keep saying SoCal. Ruka, outside of the injury that she had sustained, man, they was doing work. These ladies were doing work. And like I said, I thought both of them did well. Miss Jordan just got the championship, so you know she wasn't losing. So she beat her. And you know the script. Mutual respect. Shake the hand. We keep it moving. Now, this matchup right here, this is where I was expecting the title change, because you got Axum and Nature Frazier over here beefing. They even acknowledged, is it Vincent or Victor? Wasn't that Victor? He said it. He said that Nathan Frazier was like 15,000 minutes late, and Axum was willing enough to go against Chase U by himself. So I'm thinking like, okay, with them beefing and everything, they gonna let Chase U get the job done. No. Axum and Nathan Frazier defeated Chase U. You know, decent matchup, but I was like, man, the wrong clowns won. Chase U should have won. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If any title was going to change, this was the title change right here. But Michael said, nope, I'm about to make sure Axum and Nathan Frazier retain. That's exactly what happened. Roxanne and Lola Vice, they did all they could to hype the matchup to get you to see can Lola Vice defeat Roxanne Perez. Everybody and their grandma knew dang well Lola wasn't winning. They tried. There was a couple of botches that happened in this match. Roxanne was trying to do that Canadian Destroyer or whatever it is that she, I don't know what you call it. To me, it looked like a Canadian Destroyer. That's what it looked like. But she did it 3 times. That second time she did it, Lola Vice lost her legs, and it just didn't look right. But she was just messing up her arm the whole time, and Lola Vice got a couple of licks in or whatever, but Roxanne made a tap, and you know Booker T was acting a complete fool because this is his pupil right here, so you know he's acting a fool. Then we get to this matchup, the Fatal 4-Way. All Ego Page, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Sean Spears. Javon Evans was basically showing up, showing out. So let me get this straight. You had Trick Williams get pinned as a champion in a non-title match before this matchup was even conceived. So I'm sitting up and saying to myself, okay, then you go on and you have my cats on commentary say that Trick Williams only has a 25% chance of winning. So I'm like, okay, there's absolutely no reason for him to lose right now. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense for Trick to lose right now. It just doesn't. The reason why this fool lost was because of himself. He kicked both. He kicked Javion, then he kicked, because Sean Spears was out. He threw him out the ring. He kicked Javion, then he kicked All Ego Page, and then All Ego Page just fell down. And then Trick took like 18 years to get back in the ring, and then my referee dude counted 1, 2, 3, match was over. And I'm sitting up here saying to myself, is that it? Is that the booking decision that Shawn Michaels decided to go with? See, I really wouldn't have had a problem with Ego winning the matchup if Trick did not get pinned a week prior. Because you had him get pinned a week prior, that showcased that, okay, you're going to let him retain. Michael said, no, sir, Trick Williams is finished. And All Ego Page, quote unquote, just got there, and we're going to plant him as a champion. Now, I seen a whole lot of people that was going in on Mercedes situation. I'm like, it is what it is, man. I'm like I said, I don't have a problem with him being champion right now. I'm just saying, why the heck would you do it with the fact that you had Trick get pinned in a non-title match the week prior? You see, if Trick didn't get pinned, Ego Page, I wouldn't have had a problem with this finish. I really wouldn't. But because they did that showcased that Trick Williams really didn't mean nothing. Then you showcase all this foolishness, talking all this crap, and then Trick loses the championship in the most buffoonish way possible. I was like, that's it? That's what y'all decided to do? That was the finish right there? You know what, man? Look, is this what's supposed to get me to watch the product? I told you, I don't really watch NXT like that because one of the number one reasons why I don't watch NXT is because I cannot deal with Cooner T cooning the entire show. I can't deal with it. That's one. Then some of the booking decisions that Shawn Michaels decided to do, like everybody else, fine. Wesley is on his way to the main roster, and we already know what that means. He ain't gonna be on nothing. Just ask I Am Not Him, because he ain't been him since he left. The only reason why he's him is because of his lady right there, Kalani Jordan. But Wesley is finna head to the main roster, and he's gonna be a complete joke. It's already a failure getting ready to happen. Already told y'all, you can't trust Triple H and them. You can't. And the sad part is, you can't even trust Shawn Michaels. I'm starting to notice something. If you are FBA and you work for the E, you might as well just leave because they don't know what they're doing. If you're non-FBA, you'll be booked like a prince or a princess. Just call it for what it is. The E has no respect for FBAs. I'm going to call it for what it is. You're not going to hear this on nobody else's channel. They have no respect for us. None whatsoever. We just on this show just to be on the show. And now you go and you pull this buffoonish crap with Trick Williams once again. You had him get pinned on NXT, then you have him lose in one of the most dumbest facts. I'm like, and yes, it was his own doing, which was stupid. I'm like, what? I'm like, is this what's supposed to get me to tune in to NXT on a regular basis? No. Then after the show went off the air, they showed Joe Hendry. So Joe Hendry, I'm assuming, is full time with NXT now. Great. I believe in Joe Hendry. Pop. But yeah, so I know some of y'all gonna be upset with me, but it is what it is. I'm giving Shawn Michaels 3 out of 10. That's the highest I'm going. Heat joke was a joke. Decent wrestling, way better wrestling than Money in the Joke, but I mean, I can't respect this decision that Michaels made. I can't. Because you already had Trick look like a bozo the week prior. So that tells me, okay, he has to go over. And then you had my man Vic sitting on commentary talking about he only has a 25% chance. Why the clown would you basically give it away that Trick is not winning? That was stupid. If Ego got up into this matchup without pinning Trick, then I wouldn't have had no problem with it, because I said, okay, then I guess Shawn Michaels wants to go ahead and give Ethan Page a chance with the championship. But you go and you booked Trick Williams like a straight up goof. Hold up, my bad. Michaels has booked Trick Williams like a joke 3 straight times. Once with the North American Championship and twice with the NXT Championship. A joke. A flat out joke. I can't deal with this company. I really can't, man. He gets on my nerves so much. I try to give the company the reason of the doubt, and they come out and just bull jive all day long. I'm like, it is what it is. Speaking of bull jive, oh my goodness. Oh boy, I couldn't wait to get on here and just destroy Triple H old goofy clown behind. Money and the Joke. I've given that name out. I've been saying this for the last several years. I've been calling it Money and the Joke because it's been a flat out joke. And this had to be one of the worst Money in the Bank pay-per-views I've ever seen in my life. From start to finish. Like, I'm just sitting up here asking myself, Triple H, what the clown is you snorting, dude? What is wrong with you, man? This ain't great. Truth be told, man, I ain't really like nothing in Money in the Joke. Like, real talk, the best match on the show, it could have been them two that you're looking at right there. But the botches that happened in that matchup, and I'm just like, man, what is this? What is this filth that you put on TV? Or paper, what do you call it? Premium live events? Garbage. And the crowd was terrible. My bad. Okay, it was one thing I liked. And it was the return of the end of Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles dang near saved this show by himself, and he didn't even wrestle. You know that's sad. The fact I'm trusting an old school Fruity Pebbles, John Cena, to quote unquote save a garbage pay-per-view from a sinking ship, and the ship dang near went under deep. Fruity Pebbles, John freaking Cena, is the best thing that happened at Money in the Joke. Real talk. Real freaking talk. Fruity Pebbles. You mean to tell me you didn't like the Money in the Banks, the male and the women's may have been a tad bit better, but I keep saying Michaels, but Triple H and the result. Listen, just wait till I get there because I'm going in on that situation. Money and the Joke was a flat out joke. I'm going to have to trademark that, put it on a t-shirt, and start selling it. Because this pay-per-view needs to go back to WrestleMania. Money in the Bank is garbage. It has been garbage since they started doing the pay-per-views. They should have left it at WrestleMania. Let it be a WrestleMania tradition. Don't touch it. Keep it at WrestleMania. Garbage pay-per-view. Garbage. We're going to break this whole crappy show down. Let's go. The men's Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Melo Hayes, Andrade, Chad Gable, LA Knight. So I'm sitting up here saying to myself, I told y'all what should have happened. Drew McIntyre comes out, but he immediately gets stopped by CM Punk. And CM Punk beats him up so bad that he can't even compete. Enter Uncle Howdy. Boom. He wins the briefcase and he can hold on to it for a long time. Play around. Cash in at SummerSlam on Gunther if you want to. That was a brilliant idea. Triple H said, no, I'm about to do what Drew said. Drew said he was going to win Money in the Bank, then quote unquote cash in on Damian Priest to win the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, when Drew McIntyre won the briefcase, you know what I said to myself? H is one of the biggest idiots on the planet. And Drew McIntyre, I don't give a dang about Drew McIntyre anymore. I'm off that bandwagon, ladies and gentlemen. From this point on, whatever happens to Drew McIntyre, the E happens to him. I don't give a dang. I don't care. It's over. Drew McIntyre is a failure. He is a flat out failure. I can't deal with him no more. This fool constantly keeps looking like a clown every day, every night. You could have saved him from looking like a clown by having CM Punk do what he did instead of doing what he did in the World Heavyweight Championship, man. Terrible. Drew McIntyre is a joke. A flat out joke. And you fools want me to be happy for Drew? You fools want me to be invested in Drew? You crazy. You gooks are insane. I can't do it. Drew McIntyre won the briefcase for what? The entire matchup was a waste of time. Failure. And fools online were saying that Money in the Bank was a fantastic show. Y'all WWE writers are on crack. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So guess what? When you start off on a bad note, it's just going to make the rest of the show feel crappy. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was looking forward to Sammy and Braun Breaker. I thought they was actually going to put on a decent showing. Ladies and gentlemen, this felt like a Monday Night Raw matchup. I didn't feel nothing. I was waiting on the spark from both men, and I got nothing. I'm like, this just feels like a straight up Monday Night Raw matchup. I does not feel like it's a pay-per-view worthy matchup. I get the story, I understand it, but it just didn't feel like it. It felt like this was just, okay, let's do it. Let's have Sammy and Braun, and Sammy wins. That's basically what happened. And I felt nothing. I absolutely felt nothing. I watched that. I sat there and I watched it. I said, man, this show about to be trash. I said, this is about to be a terrible show because I said, Triple H did already started out on a dumb man note. Then he go and he put this crap on. I was like, terrible. Absolutely terrible. Terrible. Speaking of terrible, we get to it. Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. Now, the beginning of the story was somewhat decent because you had Damian Priest too busy paying attention and looking to make sure, okay, is Drew coming? Because he know he coming. He kept looking. So, you know what? I didn't have a problem with that. That was somewhat decent storytelling. But there was a spot in the matchup. Seth Rollins, quote unquote, had Damian Priest pinned. And I don't know what happened. Somebody wasn't on cue. My referee dude was like 1, 2, and then he was about to do 3, but he just stopped. And Damian Priest did kick out. And so this would have the whole, everybody was going nuts online. Everybody was going crazy. So then here comes Drew McIntyre ready to cash in. And who stops him? Yes, everybody's favorite Pepsi man, CM Punk. CM Punk screwed him over once again. And all I'm going to say is the men's Money in the Bank was a complete waste of time. A complete. Drew McIntyre's a failure. Ladies, I'm telling you, for y'all who thought I was going to be on board with this Drew McIntyre CM Punk storyline, I don't give a dang about it anymore. I would have cared more if CM Punk stopped Drew from winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. I would have cared more, but you go and do the same thing over and over and over, and then guess what? Drew looks like one of the biggest losers in the company. Drew McIntyre is one of the biggest jokes this company has ever put forth. I don't give a dang about Drew McIntyre no more. You told me Drew McIntyre is a utter failure. He ain't worth nothing. He's not. He ain't worth nothing, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't give a dang. I don't. Some of y'all was I know some of you. Listen, the hardcore WWE heads are finna be mad at me, but I don't give a dang. I don't give a crap. Drew McIntyre is a failure. He's a failure. He's a failure, and I blame Triple H on failing this man multiple times. He's failed himself. Talk about Drew, but Triple H has failed this man multiple times. Won the briefcase, tried to cash in, and failed because of CM Punk. That's just lazy storytelling, if you ask me. But that was it. So Damian Priest retains, you know. So after the matchup, CM Punk was quote unquote, Seth Rollins was ready to beat the brakes off of CM Punk. I'm like, no. No. Drew McIntyre. That's who you should turn your anger to. Don't turn your anger to CM Punk. But as of right now, that's what the story is right now. It's Sia itself, Drew, and CM Punk. So after that, that's when Trish came out. So Trish was there to host the show. And Trish said, I want to bring out my good guy. And it came out. Fruity Pebbles makes his come out. And he has a shirt that says, the last time you'll see me, or something like that. Fruity Pebbles gets in the ring and he announces his retirement. He say that 2024, 2025 will be his final year in the ring. So he's going through every pay-per-view. He said he will start at the Royal Rumble. He will do WrestleMania and he will do the Elimination Chamber. He already said it. So he went down. He said, but why, tell the fans and all this stuff and everything. And ladies and gentlemen, truth be told, Fruity Pebbles dang near carried the pay-per-view by himself. He didn't even wrestle. My man didn't even wrestle, and he carried this pay-per-view by himself. That's sad. That's sad when the wrestlers themselves can't do. This is another issue that the E seems to keep falling on. I thought the whole point was building up new stars. Why the clown are we still dependent on Fruity Pebbles old behind? Why? Why are we dependent on Fruity Pebbles to quote-unquote carry this company when he done told you he's on his way out? I don't know what to say, man. And speaking of which, the women's Money in the Bank. Tiffany Stratton, Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Naomi and Zoe Starks. Now, there was multiple botches that happened in this matchup, especially with Zoe Starks. Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of y'all like, wait, didn't you say you was cool with Tiffany Stratton winning? I was until I forgot all about the bull jive that she did. Y'all know what she did. Y'all know that bull jive she put out there. That stupid man retarded video of her, quote-unquote, using that non-FBA girl to, quote-unquote, call Jade Cargill a black bee. But then this woman gonna hop online and, quote-unquote, claim she didn't hear the audio. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop it. That's some bull jive. You know what you was doing. And I'm like, well, this is Triple H company, and you get rewarded for being a white supremacist. So with her winning the briefcase, I'm like, it is what it is. I'm like, you had Chelsea Green sitting right there. You go and you reward white supremacy. But again, Triple H is a white supremacist, so that's what he's going to do. You get rewarded for being a white supremacist, and that's what happened with Tiffany Stratton. I'm telling you, this pay-per-view was just an utter failure after failure after failure after failure. I'm like, this show was crap. I said it took Fruity Pebbles to actually come out here and save this show. Tiffany Stratton has the briefcase, and probably, since the script is every time somebody cashes in with the women, they don't ever fail. With all the backlash that's going on, it wouldn't shock me if Tiffany Stratton be the first failure to cash in. However, if she successfully cashes in, it is what it is. I don't give a dang. Like I said, I had hope for this young lady until that bull jive happened. I was a Tiffany Stratton fan. I was on the bandwagon until she showcased how she really moved. I said, that's it. And speaking of which, what did I tell y'all in the predictions? I told you. I said if H, quote unquote, has Cody Rhodes to get pinned, I say H may be one of the biggest idiot bookers on the planet. And boy, did he listen to what I said and said, I'm going to do it 50 times over. You had Randy Orton and Kevin Owens sitting right there. Oh, and there was another botch that happened. Toy Leon was supposed to, quote unquote, low blow Randy Orton. I think it was Randy Orton. He was supposed to low blow that. He was either Cody or one of them. That fool completely missed him. He missed him. I was like, what is this? And then Jacob Fatu, Tampa Tonga, and Solo basically just murdered Cody. Got the 1, 2, 3. Match was over. I was like, wow. I said, this may be one of the worst pay-per-views from the E I've ever seen. I've seen some bad pay-per-views. And this is under Triple H's watch, ladies and gentlemen. This is the circus clown that booked this filth of a pay-per-view. This pay-per-view was trash. This was garbage. Now you understand why I call this show Money in the Joke. Because that's exactly what this show was. It took Fruity Pebbles to give this show life. The crowd was garbage. The matches themselves really didn't mean nothing. You got terrible booking decisions that's happening left and right. Utter filth. Utter filth. Degeneration X got a flat out L this weekend. Flat out. I ain't got no more words, man. I did all my cooking. So I know this time when I drop this video, I'm probably gonna have a bunch of people telling me I'm tripping, I'm reaching, and you don't know what you're talking about. Heat Wave is great, Money in the Bank was great. No, it was all a joke. Heat Wave was a joke. Money in the Bank was a joke. Like I said, man, and y'all want me to be excited for what's to come with this company. Look at this. Look at this. Look. A joke. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you right now. I just said Drew McIntyre's a failure. You know, I really don't give a dang about Cody Rhodes' run now. You know, at this point, I'm just ready for Cody to lose the championship. Whoever he plans on losing it to, I'm just waiting in the wings. I'm like, I really don't give a damn what Cody does with the championship. I really don't. I don't care. Because Triple H just told me that Cody Rhodes' title reign is nothing. It's nothing. It means nothing. You had Kevin Owens and Orton sitting right there, but you go and you have Cody get pinned. That tells me Cody Rhodes is a flat out joke. His title reign is over, and you're just wasting your time. We're wasting everybody's time. A joke. Company is a dang joke. You had Uncle Howdy right there. Uncle Howdy should be holding that briefcase right now. We wouldn't have to deal with that. We wouldn't have had to deal with the foolish, idiotic booking from Triple H. But this fool said, I'm going to have Drew McIntyre look like an idiot again. And that's exactly what happened. Then he had this circus clown look like a joke too. I was like, man, this is why the name is called Money in the Joke. Because the show was a flat out joke. I ain't got nothing else to say. Y'all know what to do. Hit the comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe because you're going to get the realest of the real. We're not going to buck dance. We're not going to coon over here because I know some of y'all want us to coon. We don't do that over here. We don't shuck and jive for this company. I know some of y'all say, man, you be shucking and jive for the... You know I don't. I don't shuck and jive for AEW either. We're not shucking and jiving for neither company. This is trash. Utter trash. Heat Wave was just a tad bit better. Just a tad. And they still got an L for some of the dumb booking decisions that Michaels made. Terrible weekend for pro wrestling. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh, boy. What a joke. Flat out joke. Anyway, I'll let you, boy. I'm gone.